Good afternoon. We are doing another rewatch of last week's game. It's been a few days. I thought about doing it yesterday, but I figured today's Tuesday, and why do something today that I could do tomorrow? That's what I was thinking yesterday. And I just wanted this to, be today, because we've got our AoE Tuesdays today, which are always fun. So this is a rewatch of last week's game. Not super exciting game, but it was entertaining. It was at least worthy of a minor rewatch. So, that's what we'll give you today. We see on the left side that the team of three is definitely in a smaller, when we look at the map, they're definitely a smaller section of the map as opposed to the team on the right. Team on the left is Spencer as the Goths, Austin as the Spanish, and Jake as the Rootin' Tootins. Yikes. That's just one giant headache. Although things being able to go through the town centers is nice. On the other side, we have myself as the Mayans, and then Corbin is the Vikings, and Jono is the Spanish, and Lars is the Slavs. So, the talent's on the left, but the numbers are on the right. We'll see how it stacks up. They wall off here, and Jake decides, instead of using this as a trade zone, they opt for this to be a, battle zone, kind of. Which I think was well done. Well played, boys. Well done. The trees up, and we see that they have walled off just in time, because Larry starts cutting here, and at the get-go, we are going. Spencer, of course, is slinging troops. Let's see about it. We're gonna watch Spencer, who's slinging troops. So I try and plunge, but I can't get anywhere with the troops. So we get in, we hit like 3 different spots, but it makes almost no difference. Up on the north end, Jake cuts. And Jake cuts too. Larry's just walling off as much as he can. He's just like, keep going. I want to see how much they can see. Oh, he's just like, mother effers. Did Larry just send... He just sent monks at them with relics. I don't know what that's about. That's just silly. But Jake shows up, and his masked onagers is hard to beat. They're mean. And Jake's just clearing out wall right now. I don't know what that's all about. But, alright, Jake. Meanwhile, I've got like 2 dudes just chilling over here. They have pushed. We see that that Jono is sending troops. I'm sending troops. Spencer's got onagers and dudes just going crazy, and we're just fighting for our lives. Austin's trying to plunge. Austin plunges. Well, he plunges right there. All right, whatever. We see we've got the trebuchets going. Meanwhile, John was putting in a gate. Probably a good idea. And we see that Spencer has plunged as well. Getting kind of scary over here. On the other side, we see that Jake has started to throw in his Teutonic Knights. Now, the Boyars, I believe, are anti-infantry. So, the Slavs might be a pretty good counter to the Rootin' Tootins. If you throw their special unit in, and they could just go crazy. I need to double check on that, but pretty sure that's how that is. Gosh, Jake is so good at turtling. He loves to do it. Move forward with your units. They have now started to throw in these hand cannoneers, and so I'm trying to counter them with skirmishers. I have sent in some units to try and attack back here. It doesn't do much. Meanwhile, up in the north, Jake and Larry is still fighting over this ground here. This is where they're thinking, we might pull this off. Larry built another castle. They kind of slow the rush. Jake's building more towers. Loves doing it. Meanwhile, they're all over here. What are they flagging? They might be thinking about cutting. That's probably what Spencer's thinking about cutting. He's got the stuff for it. And Austin built a castle, which we promptly destroy. So all of this whole fight is just like right here, the whole game, with random plunges into this area every now and then. But we take those out. The Trebs are kind of taken over. Meanwhile, on the other side, Larry has held the line and kind of pushed it back. He's flexed a little bit. Haven't seen. I know that Corbin just got out. See, Corbin sends his units here. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my goodness, Tanner. Holy sloppy. We're lucky that Austin wasn't plunging that whole game. So anytime that Corbin shows up with these troops, it's just like a big swing in our favor because we just outnumber them. It turns into this huge ant battle and we just go crazy. Go Vikings! Meanwhile, to the north, Jake's going crazy, just holding. Larry has just built in. You're not getting through. Meanwhile, Jono's gotten in as we push in and attack. And Jono gets into Jake, and Austin calls it, Jake calls it, Spencer calls it. And that's the game, essentially. Pretty quick, pretty dirty, but it was a good time. You know. Meanwhile, Spencer cuts in over here, and I turn and fight him. He doesn't do a bad job. He takes out the trade real quick. Let me just plug the hole. Meanwhile, Corbin takes care of those guys. And that was the game. Not a crazy long one, but, you know, it was a good time. Or not return map, I want to go to stats. When we look at our stat game, let's see here. Well, I killed the most units because I was fighting Spencer, who also killed a crap ton of units. Jake and Larry were just 1v1ing this game. You can see their KDs are pretty close to 1-on-1, and they were just fighting each other the whole time. Larry destroyed the most buildings with 11. Good job, Larry. And Corbin with a good 1.5 KD. Nice. When we look at economies, Jono was the richest. Corbin with the most stone, tied for the most stone with Spencer. Jake with that wood. He's always proud of his wood. And Spencer, when you're the Goths, you need the most food. And you have the most food. Good call. Need a Goth again. I haven't Goth in a while. I don't like Gothing. Jake with that fast feudal. And then Larry with the castle and the Imperial Ages. Jake with a slow castle age. That's what was happening here, Jake? What went on? That's silly. Poppycock, if you will. And while there's Society Larry with the 8 castles, I had 5. Yeah, Austin had 5, and Jake had 4. Good game, guys. Can't wait until tonight. Peace.